Morning, y'all. Venture Brad here. So, got the Surron stripped down to just the bare bones of what's required to make it work. Got rid of all the old stuff, and we're getting our Voltol in. So, I wanted to kind of go over with you guys the wiring, just to show you the bare bones of what everything does, not including the Surron controller, just the basics. So, uh, this is again from testing. I'm using my breaker and extension so I could have all this room. Taped it up pretty good here, be safe. Uh, Breaker I had on to use for testing, but if you do something like this, so you should probably be able to do all this, wire it all up. I'm having to figure all this out after following my video, and I'll put a link down to the forum below that I'm doing this on too. Please don't blow up that forum with stupid questions. It's a lot of valuable guys on there. But yeah, so I got my controller display wires already pre-wired with enough room to get down here. This is the throttle. Brown is positive, black is ground, and blue is signal. Let's just start right from the get-go. This connector here, this red and green, goes straight to your battery terminals where it connects to the factory controller. They're just spliced into this loom here. Green's ground through the whole harness. Red here up, and it goes right to the fuse. So everything is ran through this fuse. I highly recommend keeping fuses and breakers. Get all this out of here. Key off. Dangling, destroying my wiring. One thing to note is don't solder anything in here if you could avoid it. It's a lot better to do crimp terminals. So anyways, this is our throttle. Key power comes down, or power comes down through here, through this fuse, keeps protection. And that's the red with the white stripe. It goes into the key switch here. So your key is at pack voltage, so be mindful of that. Don't go twiddling around in there with things, especially with the battery in the bike. It'll it'll make your hair stand up in a hurry, and you'll have a good story to tell, and probably post pictures. So, anyways, the red with the black stripe is the switched battery voltage power. So whatever your pack voltage is what you have. All these little randomness is just what I cut off. These are all crimps under here. There's no soldering factory. So anyways, keyed switch power goes down here. This cable goes up under here. This is your DC to DC converter. So this is kind of the brains of it all. And it's kind of nice how they wired this. It makes it easy for conversions and to do things. But also, be mindful, these are little tiny wires. I'm kind of stressed about what I already draw off these wires, but anyways, pack voltage comes in. Again, greens are grounded. Grounds are common through everything. And now this is where we get to our black wire. Our black wires are 12 volt system, and again, all the black wires are common. So one comes back up and down to this first loop, and this is your kickstand sensor. Unfortunately, my kickstand sensor looks like that. So I don't know how it functions to tell you guys. If I figure it out, I'll add it down later in the notes. But that's this green wire with the blue stripe is a kickstand sensor. I'm not sure how it functions. If it goes normally open, normally closed to ground, if it's a 12 volt circuit, I'm not sure. But that's where these two go, DC to DC. Let me tuck some of this out of the way. The next little bit of madness here is the Hall wire sensor. So generally you're going to want to match all these wires up, and then that white wire coming through here is the temp sensor in the motor. So yeah, do that. These are all filled with silicone all the way back here. It's a really nice wiring setup. Motors breathe. As they get hot, they expand, they push the air out. When they get cold, they contract and pull air in. Everything does that. That's physics. So if you have a nice hot motor and you go dunking it in a nice cool stream, it's going to go and suck a bunch of water in. So if you notice, all the factory connectors are siliconed and shrink tubes. Like they really went through an effort to make sure these weren't going to be straws. So, and water will run right down. It's just a giant wick. Water will run right down these cables. So, if you do cut into these or splice, do be mindful of maintaining that. I don't care if you don't think you will ever ride in the water or the rain or something. That one time will come up, and then now your motor's full of water. So, yeah, I'm being that this is so short. I really wanted to not have like double connectors or extra failure points or anything, but I'm not sure. I'll probably have to cut this wire right out of here, and I still don't think I'll have enough room to properly seal this up and put a new connector on here, so I might end up reusing this one. Not sure yet. So that's your hall wires, and that's pretty much it for down here. As you move up the food chain, again, grains are all common ground, red's black. This is my goings on with my solid state relays. One's takes the power for all my lights off of my switch up here, don't ask, and then this one operates my headlight, being able to turn that on and off, or brake lights for one and headlights for the other, because I have brake light circuits. So anyways, the power, let's just talk about that while we're here. And I'm going to redo all this since I'm not going to be using, I thought initially I was going to use brake cutoffs in case somebody else rode the bike, but even at that, that's kind of dangerous, because if you're still on the throttle and you don't have the brake, this thing will come on full tap and you're in trouble. So I rather, you know that you're fighting the motor when you got the brakes on. So we're going to be eliminating that. It's not needed for programming, so I can get rid of all this cluster. I really wish that I didn't cut my brake circuit in on this side of the wiring, that I left all this intact, but hindsight's 2040. Anyways, this wire coming out, the green wire with the yellow stripe, is the high brake circuit. So if you were going to use this, you'd want to hook it to the high brake, because it's nothing, no voltage when the brakes are relaxed. And then when you pull the brake, one or the other, when you got them parallel like this, you'll get high brake or 12 volts out of it. So hook that to your high brake. Like I said, I'm eliminating all that. Moving on, we have this black wire again, our little 12 volties. We have another ground, common ground. And this is to this. So this is your sport modes EP switch, eco switch, and your hornage. Again, this makes it really nice for conversions, because we don't have to go cut it into a whole lot. We can keep all this intact. So we're going to leave all this here. Coming out of it is our horn, and that's just this light blue, baby blue, and it comes right back with a common green down to our horn. So bam, that's all intact. Don't put a heavy duty horn on this, because obviously there's no relay in this circuit. And that switch will only handle so much. But then again, it is a horn, so if you're not laying on it and you're using it intermittently, you could probably put an OOGA on here. Anyways, this output here, the green with the little whitey stripe, or excuse me, the white with the green stripe, is the Sport EP switch. So when you're in EP eco mode, nothing comes out of it. When you flip it to sport mode, then it goes to ground, it shorts to ground. So that will just go to our sport wire on our Voltol controller. These were, again, common. This is where the 12 USB plug was in, but I just 3D printed a blanking plate, because to me it's kind of doesn't seem right to be charging a cell phone off of a battery powered device. One battery to charge another battery. I don't know. I got a battery bank or a cell phone wall charger or planning, or I don't know. That's, and then I got to remember to take a USB cable to use it and vamp. Yeah, no. I'm sure. Yeah, it doesn't draw a lot, but not worth it for me. So, anyways, that's pretty much all the factory wiring. There was those guys cut back into there. I need to get back in and clean all this up now that I'm eliminating and know what these wires are. One was the red with the black and one with the red with the white. So yeah, constant power and then key switch power. And that went back to the little compartment under the seat where they had the little GPS thing that you could get for these. I don't know. It's weird Chinese one. You got to do something funky with SIM cards. So I'm eliminating all that. So those are those wires. Again, common greens back. And then the rest of this is just my brake light circuit for the back. So anyways, I hope that kind of gives you guys a little more heads up of where the wiring is and where we're going with this thing. And I'm gonna get some crimping. All right.